The AW-101 Gray Falcon helicopter blades whirred loudly, kicking up a cloud of sand that obscured the sky. An old man and a young girl stood outside the prison gates, waiting patiently. The girl's face was flushed with heat as she complained, "Grandpa, we're part of the Hussein family, one of Ida, a city's most powerful clans with billions in assets. Why do we have to trek all this way for Flynn Clark? What makes him so special?" "Shut up," the old man snapped back. "Do you even know who he is? He's known as the king of the underworld." A gust of wind kicked up more sand and sent both grandfather and granddaughter tumbling backwards. "Demon Island Prison," he continued gravely. "It houses over 100,000 dangerous criminals, all ruthless and beyond redemption. Just one escapee could shake the entire world," he added ominously. "But they all bow down to King of the Underworld out of respect for his unmatched medical skills, martial arts prowess and fortune-telling abilities. He requires 10 supreme warriors just to keep him under lock and key. Our Hussein family is nothing compared to him. You call him by name at your own peril," he warned her sternly. 10 supreme war gods are guarding him." The girl shuddered, holding her arm and standing up, timidly asking, "Is he more powerful than the 10 great heavenly kings stationed in the northern border?" When she mentioned the words heavenly king, her eyes were full of reverence. They were legends who guarded Ostrad, the country's gates, and dominated a region idols that thousands of girls dreamed of marrying. "Heavenly kings?" The old man sneered disdainfully. "Heavenly kings are appointed by the emperor to command hundreds of thousands of soldiers and guard the gates of Ostrad for a century. Any one of them can make enemy armies tremble with fear." "That's true," he continued, "but so what? 8 out of 10 heavenly kings have received guidance from King of the Underworld on Demon Island. Dragon Cavalry General Nate Black, 6 elders at the Imperial Center, Warrior Heaven List First-Ranked Asher Pierce, Green Lineament Ghost Dr. Lennon Porter, Master Patrick Holland in Dragon Capturing Divination. They all bow down to him with respect as if he were their superior. And you should know that those 10 supreme war gods can't even suppress him. Their daily task is just to do his laundry and cook for him while playing cards together." "What?" The girl couldn't believe it, her face turned pale with shock. "How is this possible? He's not even 30 yet. How could he achieve such greatness?" Nate Black and others were legends at the pinnacle of Ostrad's power. Flynn, so young and yet able to dominate over all evil, was invincible in this world. This was not something an ordinary person could achieve. The old man showed great respect, his eyes burning with admiration. "This is why he's known as a taboo in this world. I just found out yesterday that the 6 elders from the Imperial Center came over to offer King of the Underworld the title of Supreme General of Celestial Strategies and to make him a vassal under Shilon King. I never thought he would refuse them directly." The young girl's expression turned fearful as she looked towards the direction of the prison once again, her body standing straight. At that moment, a red Ferrari and 3 Hummers pulled up at the entrance to the prison. A woman stepped out of Ferrari with stunning features and long black hair cascading down like a waterfall. Her voluptuous figure was accentuated by her fitted suit jacket. However, her demeanor was cold and aloof, giving off an air that warned others not to approach her. She was Layla Woods, heiress to Slayton, a city's Woods family, Green Lineament Ghost Dr. Lennon's closed-door disciple, also known as the first saintly hand in Southern Territory. Layla took off her sunglasses and gave a cold glance at Demon Island Prison's gate. Suddenly, the door slowly creaked open, and a young man swaggered out. Layla furrowed her brow slightly, pulled out a photo and glanced at it before casting her eyes on Flynn Clark, who was dressed casually and looked carefree. She couldn't help but sneer. "You're Flynn Clark, just released from prison today, right?" she said with crossed arms and a condescending look. Flynn frowned in annoyance. "What do you want?" Layla tossed the photo to the bodyguard beside her and took out a marriage contract calmly. "I'm Layla Woods. When your mother wasn't kicked out of the Clark family yet, she arranged for us to be engaged. I'm here just to tell you that I've destroyed this marriage," she continued coolly. "And I hope you won't harass my Woods family after getting out." Flynn's expression changed when he heard the name Woods family. He gritted his teeth fiercely. He was originally the young master of Clark family in Slayton. When he was 5 years old, Tessa Watson from the Watson family seduced his father while his parents were still married. Later on, Tessa demanded that Flynn's father divorce his wife so that they could get married instead. The Clark family attached themselves to the influential and expelled Flynn and his mother. In order to consolidate her position, Tessa sent people after them for assassination attempts, but luckily someone helped them escape safely into Nyarak, where they stayed for some time. When Flynn was 18, his mother passed away. He went to the Clark family seeking justice but was falsely accused by Tessa and sent to Demon Island Prison. By a stroke of luck, Flynn found a crazy old man who taught him incredible skills. After 10 years of hard work and dedication, he became the king of the underworld. Flynn's mother had indeed said before that the Woods family owed her a huge favor and had promised to marry their daughter to Flynn in the future. If the Clark family caused trouble later on, he could turn to the Woods family for help. However, when Tessa falsely accused Flynn, the head of the Woods family turned a blind eye. Now Layla had come to break off their engagement? Flynn's face darkened. Layla looked at her watch worth over $600,000 before glancing down at Flynn's worn-out sneakers with pity in her eyes. "I know you're upset, but you can see our differences," she said coldly. "You're not good enough for me even if we got married. You'd always live in my shadow. After all, I'm too famous for us to be together. It would only make you more insecure. Her eyes, like the moonlight, seemed to hide 1,000 feet of snow, cold and indifferent. It was as if nothing in the world could catch her attention. She stood high above the clouds with an air of arrogance. Flynn's brow furrowed with a hint of coldness. Layla handed him a business card and said indifferently, "You have a criminal record. It won't be easy for you to find work after being released. If you ever can't make ends meet, give me a call. I suggest you apologize to Tessa after getting out. You might even be able to return to the Clark family." Seeing that Flynn didn't take the card, Layla suddenly sneered with disdain at the corner of her mouth. She let go of his hand and dropped the card on the ground. Crackle. The engagement was also torn apart by Layla on sight without even looking at it once before throwing it on the ground. What a joke. Flynn's eyes narrowed sharply, bursts of icy light shot out from his pitch-black pupils. The chilling atmosphere around him caused frost to form in its surroundings. So what if you're from the Woods family? Even though super-rich families in Ida are nothing but small fry in my eyes. Tessa is just like a snake inserting herself into their relationship. You want me to apologize to that woman? What is waiting for the Clark family is only blood debts and endless darkness.